These are old block lyrics that really happened. Let's get into it. Rapper Nusky is known for beefing with rappers like Lil Durk and King Von and other old block members on a regular basis. But he took it to another level when the rapper dropped a remix on his hit record, Computers. Nusky dissed multiple old block members, including J Money and Lil Boo. This was not just a diss. The incident was a true story. On his remix, Nusky rapped, "For them stood over J Money and put 4 in his grill for real. Now go ask Lil Boo how that hot feel." These lyrics reference the murders of old block gangsters J Money and Lil Boo. J Money was one of old block's main shooters who was killed on September 2nd, 2013. The Labor Day weekend wasn't the same for his family and loved ones. J Money, who was 21 years old at the time, was a member of the rap clique OTF and a black disciple who represented the 300 clique. It was reported that J Money was reportedly set up and assassinated by a female who belonged to an ops gang. J Money's hit woman, Yachty Barnes, bragged about assassinating the old block member on Twitter. She wrote in several tweets, "J Money ain't used his head, so we took it off." In another, she wrote, "Shooting from point blank range in the back of the head." In a final tweet, Yachty wrote, "If you're J Money, homie, we smoked your homie." She was never apprehended for J Money's killing until the same fate caught up with her in 2014. Lil Boo, on the other hand, was a respected member and one of the best hitmen of the 600 set in Inglewood, Chicago. Lil Boo had always been one of the old block gangsters that wouldn't be able to escape the gun violence death, but he took himself off the radar for a while as he was locked up from 2012 to 2014. The 600 gang members' luck ran out on April 3rd, 2015, as he was hit multiple times by the mob gangster disciples while walking down South King Drive. Lil Boo was taken to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital, but the 22-year-old did not make it. It was reported that the mob gangster disciples believed he had killed a GD from 63rd, and hence, reason for the revenge. Old block history will never be complete without the attachment of one of the legendary gangsters that controlled the hood. King Von may have suffered the same fate he gave different gang members, but he will still always be respected by his gang. On his track, Exposing Me, King Von rapped, "I swear I killed her, broke her back." The late rapper used this line to make reference to the death of the notorious female assassin and member of the gangster disciple gang on the 63rd block, Yachty Barnes. Yachty, whose life drastically changed as she was exposed to the harsh and dark life of the streets of Chicago. Her dreams of being a social worker spiraled into what was unexpected. At the age of 14, Yachty was an expert at assassinating men who were feared in the streets. The female assassin proved to be one of the deadliest when she claimed she was the one responsible for taking down O.D. Perry. The death, which gave the name O-Block, Yachty kept a good pace of taking down her gang's ops as she had reportedly assassinated over a dozen gang members before King Von took her down. King Von wanted another life with Yachty, as he had a crush on her, but Yachty wasn't letting her guard down for anyone, which probably led to her death. On April 11, 2014, Yachty was on her way to an orgy when King Von spotted her and sprayed her multiple times with his pistol till she stopped breathing. King Von rapped on another track, "War With Us," put a pretty op bitch in a morgue, which furthermore confirmed the sad incident. Everyone who listened to the FBG Duck Dead Bitches track knew he had something coming. The late rapper may have possibly been very high on different substances before going into the studio because the track could not have been recorded with a clear head. He dissed some of the major black disciples of Old Block who got killed by their ops on the track.
You know me.
Yeah, I know you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't put other than what I got going on with the next man. You see
You
what
never
I'm saying?
have, and that's why I respected you.
You see me?
know?
So it's like, if they feel like they gotta show them that much respect, well, they like we ain't gonna duck them.
You don't want to fuck with them anyway.
Right.
Basically, you don't want to with me anyway. You know what I'm saying?
The opening of the track was the deaths of T-Roy and O.D. Perry. FBG Duck Rap said I wasn't going to diss the dead, and okay, I did it. But T-Roy and O.D. Them dead. The line referred to the deaths of O.D. Perry, who Old Block was named after to honor his memory. O.D. was allegedly assassinated by the deadly female shooter on 63rd, Yachty Barnes, a year after O.D. killed Tuka, one of 63rd's members. T-Roy, on the other hand, got hit when he walked into a store on the morning of February 14, 2017 to run an errand but did not make it out alive. The 23-year-old lost his life when one of his ops, TB, from Taquan World, shot at him from the back and killed him on that fateful morning. FBG Duck also dropped a bar on the death of Shiroy, an Old Block member who was shot and killed in the heat of the gang war. Duck rapped on the track, "Yeah, you heard about Shiroy? I knew that hurt the heart. He probably walking, listening to his iPod." Boss Terrell was a well-respected gangster disciple on 63rd, and as always, respect is only learned on the street when a gangster can put out another fear gangster's fire. Boss Terrell only earned that respect after he put out Sherroid in 2012. On February 20th, 2012, Boss Terrell spotted Sherroid from across the street in the 6400 block of South King Drive, and without thinking too much about it, he put a red dot laser beam on his strap. He took out Sherroid with a headshot. This was the only way he could live up to his boss nickname, as it got him the respect he needed in his gang. FBG Duck also rapped about other ops like J Money, Little Boo, Little Steve, and many more who were taken out by 63rd gang members. Lil Twan also had something to say about the death of T-Roy. He rapped in his track, heard T-Roy got hit. What the f he was trying to lurk. Said he tried to run, but he wound up tripping on that big. Lil Twan took shots at T-Roy, King Von's best friend from O Block, who was killed back in 2017. The 5'1" hitman was one of the best his gang had, as he always got his targets right. T-Roy was by himself and walked into a shoe store on 71st Street, spotted by FBG Brick, Duck's older brother. Brick was cool with TB, so he gave him the heads up that T-Roy was inside the store. When T-Roy wanted to leave, TB came inside the store and pressed him, but T-Roy got caught lacking. He couldn't pull his gun fast enough, and TB was lucky and popped him in the chest, which ended his life. T-Roy's brother HK wasn't ready to let things slide, as he got revenge for his brother a few months later. HK caught it with TB and shot him outside the same shoe store where his brother suffered the same fate. It was rumored that when HK got him, TB smiled and said, "You got me," before he got his share of the bullets in the pistol. No one thought T-Roy's older brother HK would also have to go through the same sad experience. A few weeks later, he was inside of O Block when ops surrounded him and lit him up. It was not certain who put HK in the ground, but the streets claimed it was a joint hit between the TW, Gyro City, and STL EBT. Nusky pitched a bit about HK's demise in his computer track. As he rapped, HK got caught trying to pump fake and Foe got on his heels. And every time we got on their block, somebody gonna get killed. This led many to believe that Nusky may have had a hand in HK's death. FYB J-Mane dropped the track. He was out to get Lil Durk in his feelings when he rapped. They found Nusky slumped up in the car, just like they did Tupac. OTF Nusky, Lil Durk's cousin, who got knocked off in 2014, 2 days after he signed a record deal with Durk's label. On May 31st, 2014, Nusky was sitting in a parked SUV in front of a store on the corner of 87th Street in College Grove when someone walked up and pulled a fast one on the then fast-rising rapper. FYB J-Mane mentioned Nusky again in one of his records, Long Live Duck, in which he rapped, "Won't go out like Nusky, dead up in a whip." Word on the street was the SUV Nusky got caught in belonged to Lil Durk. Maybe the hit was originally planned for Durk. No one can say for sure, as Durk is still up and running his business. He also dropped a line on T-Roy's death as he rapped, "T-Roy tried to run, and Fonam caught his." As expected, the list wouldn't be complete without mentioning Lil Durk's name. Durk is one of the rappers that has been fortunate to still be above the earth, while most of his peers are 6 feet below the ground. Durk, being a talented rapper who can rap about other things in his music besides the unfortunate incidents happening in his hood, cannot always look away and not talk about them. Lil Durk once talked about the shooting of one of his ops, FBG Nusky, on the track 248. He rapped, "An OPP got hit in his TOP and he ain't even die." The line was a clear indication of Durk talking about Nusky's shooting. Durk rapped on the next line, "I seen so many young lose their lives. That's why when I go to a funeral today, I don't even cry." FBG Nusky was shot in the head while attending the funeral of his friend Dusky the Man. Nusky survived the shooting, but had to learn how to walk and talk again due to some minor injuries that affected his brain.
You see him? I'm finna him. I ain't gonna lie, he ain't been the same. He don't talk no more, nothing. I don't know what the This man talk to me every day. This man ain't DM me no more, nothing. Them bullets be changing them motherfuckers, man.
Lil Durk also dropped a track where he rapped about the death of FBG Duck. Durk aimed the track at FBG Duck as he named it after the late rapper. Shoulda ducked. Everyone could smell the foul play from a mile away and knew what Durk was trying to do. Lil Durk further got on his ops' nerves on 63rd when he released the track Back in Blood with rapper Pooh Shiesty again. He rapped on the track, "He was dissing on my cousin, now he's in that wood." The song was a reference to the death of FBG Duck. Just a few weeks after FBG Duck released the song Dead, he was assassinated outside a boutique in Chicago. It was a hit most fans saw coming, as the rapper had been going on and on about other rappers that were put in the ground. On the track, he dissed all the ops from O Block who were killed in the gang war between O Block and 63rd, including Lil Durk's cousin, OTF Nusky.